Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Andy's Unplugged EV. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Unplugged EV Australia, and this time from a very rainy and not sunny studio. Finally we got some rain. That is so awesome. And in today's episode I would like to talk about the charging. Beautiful rain. Okay, welcome back again to the same episode, just without the rain. So today I would like to talk about how I charge my Outlander PHEV at home, what equipment I use, what station I have, and how I charge my Outlander PHEV overnight, even without a timer. So then let's start in the back of the car. In this little compartment here I have several things, and this is all my mobile charging equipment, which I'm always carrying with me. I've got the standard Mitsubishi EVSE, which came with the car, a 1.5mm extension lead, 10 meters long, the Type 2 Manicus to 15 amp Australian outlet, so I can connect to Tesla destination chargers, and a power meter to connect to the standard EVSE, so I can measure the kilowatt hours and potentially pay someone who has given me energy. The standard EVSE has been converted with a 10 amp Australian plug, so it fits in any power point here in Australia. The extension lead is a little bit of a better quality. It has a 1.5mm cable and is about 10 meters long. So these two together give me about 50 meter range from the car to the next power point. We can potentially use cheaper extension leads from the hardware store as well. Here in the picture this is a 1mm extension lead, 25 meters long, and I'm using this frequently for my EVSE as well. I'll talk about potential problems with extension leads and charging the car in a further video. And I'm also carrying a normal padlock in the car to tie all these cables together, as I have shown in my other video. And all this equipment fits well into this little compartment in the back. So this was just a quick introduction of what equipment I've got on my car and I'm taking with me all the time. So then, let's have a closer look at my charging station here at home. So starting at the top, we've got this awesome metal sign here, electric vehicle parking and charging station. So right underneath we've got a Australian standard double 15 amp power point. I've got the switchable EVSE from Evolution Australia here. And guys, make sure your EVSE is not hanging on the cable. See, my one hangs on this modified screw, so I can take it off and put it back on very easily. So right underneath the power point we can find another hook, and this was actually from my old EVSE, which had a much shorter 240 volt cable, and there was no way to hang it next to the power point like here. It was always underneath, and sometimes when I still use it I can use this hook over there, and the short cable just fits into the power point. And next to it we have a normal garden hose hanger, an organizer, which carries the cable when it's not in use. This is probably a little bit of overkill, but it's a nice and cheap solution to keep your cables off the ground. And I've got only about 1.5 meters from the EVSE to the car. This is about 1.5 meters across. The studio dogs. Say hello to the dogs. And there's Toby. And there's Caddy. The dogs usually stay with me in the studio here when I make videos. I also have one of these dummy ports for the plug, which I haven't mounted yet. I'm not a big fan of mounting it like this because the cable stands out quite a lot. There's Toby again, watching what I'm doing. Maybe it would be a much better solution if this dummy would be on a 45-degree angle and the cable would be much closer to the wall. So potentially something like this. Andy's garage. I have started Andy's garage actually in 2017 somewhere, together with my son, because I was always repairing stuff on my workbench, and he said, oh, do a time-lapse of this and do a time-lapse of that. So we got together and invented Andy's garage, and that's where the sign is coming from as well. My wife gave it to me on my birthday, and I did not expect that really at all. Yeah, and here we go, 2018, and we've got Andy's garage now in Unplugged EV Australia. Awesome. So guys, and now you are wondering how I charge my car actually. I've showed you the equipment which I have in the car and the other equipment over there. So you know my charging station is the switchable EVSE, and the standard one is staying in the car if I need to charge somewhere else. And now the big question is, how do I charge the car in the night? Because as you know, I've mentioned it 100 times in my videos, this car is the poverty model. It has no Wi-Fi, no app, no timer schedule to preheat or pre-cool, none of this shit. In the beginning, when I got the car new, I figured out how long the car will charge after a while with the standard EVSE. So that was no longer than 4.5 hours. And I stayed up till late at night, till 11 o'clock or so, to plug it in so it's ready by the next morning. Because as you know, I'm not a big fan of leaving the car on a high state of charge for a long time. So I'm always charging close to the departure time when I use the car again. I don't think it's healthy for the battery. So I needed to come up with a charging solution which enables me to go to bed a little bit earlier. Okay, so we've got this 15 amp power point here, and as you can see it's turned on, but the EVSE is not working. So there's no power on the power point at the moment. Okay, let's have a look around here. That's where the power point is connected to, and this tube goes all the way up into this little switchboard here, and this is where my timer lives. So what have you got here? Very quickly, we've got a 10 amp breaker which is just for the control circuit here. So this one does not protect the 15 amp power point. Then we've got a meter here, an electronic meter, which just meters this power point, so I can always check how much electricity I've used for the car. We've got a timer, and we've got a contactor. So the timer operates the contactor, which actually switches on the power point. Alright, and as you can see on the meter we've got 4,576 kilowatt hours. This is the energy consumption since January 2015. And this is my little timer module, which is very easy to program. You've got these buttons down here, and you can easily change the start and stop time of the timer. Usually the charging starts at about 1 AM in the morning. It depends a little bit what kind of settings I've got on the EVSE. If I charge with a 6 amp setting, what I usually do, the charging actually starts at, I think, 11 o'clock in the night and is finished about 6, 7 in the morning. So, and there you have it, a short video again. Now you have seen how I charge my car at my place. It will be totally different at your place, of course. And if you have the Wi-Fi capability and the app running, you don't need to worry about any timers and switches and contactors at all, because the car does all by itself. Okay guys, with this setup there, I can potentially charge 15 to 18 kilometers an hour. I can easily charge about 170, 180 kilometers in 10 hours. Totally enough for me anyway, because I've got a 30 kilometer commute in total. And even when the Tesla Model 3 comes, I'm hesitating at the moment to think about installing a proper charging station with potentially 7.7 or even 11 kilowatt of power, because I just don't need it. We've got the quick charger station at university, which is about 5 kilometers away from here. So if we go on a journey or something, we can top up there. Just thinking about the Tesla now, we can potentially charge up over there. And they have planned to build up a supercharger in Toowoomba, which is about 50 kilometers away from here, further west, in 2018, so this year. Superchargers will come everywhere. Fast charging options, possibilities will arise. We've got PlugShare, we've got ChargePoint app on the mobile phone. So there are heaps of charging possibilities with a Tesla car. But yeah, so even with 150 kilometers in 10 hours, so there's no need for me to install another charging station, to spend more money on charging equipment at the moment. The switchable EVSE was certainly a good investment, because it is so flexible and it's portable. It's just fantastic. It gives you all the information about the battery, about the charging cycle. That was really good. That was what is actually missing on the standard EVSE, because it doesn't tell you anything. You plug it in and you don't get any information. Probably you don't need this information, of course. I understand this. If you're just driving the car, you probably don't need this information, but I would like to have all this information, as you know. And sometimes we put them even on the whiteboard. So before we conclude this video, I would like to know from you, how do you charge your electric vehicle, your PHEV, whatever electric or plug-in hybrid car you have? How do you charge at home? What is your equipment? What is your experience? What would you like to have? Would you like to improve it? Yeah, just leave your comments below and get started. I'm keen to hear about other solutions. Okay, and as always guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. This is Andy from Unplugged EV Australia, signing off. Stay charged. That's how I did the overhead shot. Pretty cool, isn't it? A total mess over here. That is so much better.